Do you want to go from zero to Excel Pro in just 10 minutes? Let's get started. By the end of this video, you'll have your first Excel sheet ready, use basic formulas, and even make a simple chart. And don't worry, I'll guide you through every click, step by step. Open Excel and click Blank Workbook. You will see a blank sheet with columns labeled by letters horizontally and rows labeled by numbers vertically. Let's create a simple expense table. In A1, type item, B1, cost, C1, quantity. Now let's add a few items. In A2, type milk, B2, 5, C2, type 1. Keep going. Add more items to your data sheet, as many as you like. And remember, it's okay if you make a mistake. You can always click a cell and retype it. Now we have all of our items. Step 2 is complete. Next, we'll calculate the total cost for each item. In D1, type total. Now, click in D2 and type this formula, equals B2 times C2, and press enter. You will see the total for milk appear. To apply this to the other rows, click the small square at the bottom right corner of D2 and drag it down to the end of your data. Voila! But since we're starting our journey from zero to pro today, let's try a shortcut. Use that same square and double click it. Same result, less time. Now each row shows the total for their item. Don't worry if it feels tricky right now. Just follow along slowly and pause when necessary. Step 3 is complete. Now, to get the total cost of all items, click D10, the cell below your totals. Type this formula, equals sum. When you see the sum, you can double click it there. D2 through D9. You can highlight those and press enter. You've now added up all your expenses automatically. Step 4, done. So this sheet is okay, but let's take it up a notch and try some formatting. Pro tip, if you hover over any of these icons up top, they tell you exactly what they do. So first, let's highlight our headers. First, I'm going to go to the font section and click the bold button. So my headers will now be in bold font. Then I'm going to go over to the alignment section and click center alignment so that all of my headers will now be centered in their cell. Now I want to format the numbers. The cost and the total should be dollars, so we'll highlight them both by holding the control key, and then we'll go up to the numbers section and we'll click the dollar sign. We can also remove the decimals, and since our values don't have cents, we'll do that by clicking this decrease decimal icon 2 times. We want to be sure that our quantity is formatted as a number. So we'll highlight that and go to the numbers section to where it says general. We'll then click on the drop down and we'll go through all of these options and click number. We will also decrease our decimals 2 times again, because who wants 4.00 towels? We like to talk whole numbers around here. Alright, now let's add some borders. We'll highlight our data and we'll go up to the font section and we'll click here. This little drop down will show you all of your border options. We're going to choose all borders so that all of our data will have borders around it. And because I'm just a little picky, I'm now going to highlight row 9, my last row of data, and do a double bottom border under the last row to differentiate my total cost. Okay, now let's have a little fun and add some filters. Again, there's several ways to do this, but the first way I'm going to show you is to highlight your headers. Then you go all the way up to the far right section, which is the editing section, and you can click the little arrow beside sort and filter. Then you're going to come down and click filter. So yeah, that works. But again, we're trying to go from zero to pro, so we're going to use a shortcut. So this time, we're going to highlight our headers, and then we're going to click Control-Shift-L. Voila! We have filters without frantically searching through the ribbon up top. Filters allow you to search and sort your data. For example, if I want these items to be in alphabetical order, I'll click this drop down and then click Sort, A to Z. And there it is. same data in alphabetical order with just one click. Now quickly, let's fix the column widths so that we can see the full word next to our filters. So let's highlight our columns that have data in them, and then we're going to put our cursor between two of them and simply double click. Step 5 is done. We are really rolling through this. So we're going to make this look even better by turning it into a table. A table gives us a lot of flexibility. So we're going to go straight to the shortcut here. Highlight the data and click Control T. A box appears asking where our data is. It should be already highlighted in your box if you highlight it first. It also asks if you have headers, and since we do, we'll click OK. So now let's give our table a little sass. If we go to the Table Styles section and click the drop down, there are so many options. If you hover over them, you can get a preview of what your table would look like in each format. I'm more of a minimalistic girl with my data, so I stick to black, white, and grays, but you choose whatever floats your boat, and boom, your table is created. Step 6, done. Now, let's make a chart to see your totals visually. Highlight the item column, and then highlight the totals column. Remember, hold Control to highlight more than one thing. Then go to the top menu, click Insert, then come over to the Chart section and click the drop down beside Column Charts. As you see, there are several options. If you hover over them, you can get a preview of what your data would look like in that column chart format. But for our example today, I'm going to stick to the first one, which is a clustered column chart. Once you choose your chart, you can go here to Chart Styles. You can click through these to find your preference. As always, Excel has several options. Who knew there were so many different kinds of column charts? If you go all the way to the right, you will see that there's a drop down. And once you click that, there's even more options. But I found the one that I like, so I'm going to click this one. Now you can totally stop here and have an amazing chart, but I like my charts to be a little bit cleaner. So instead of having the numbers on my axes and these data labels, I'm going to get rid of my data labels by clicking one of them and then pressing delete. And voila, they're gone, and I have a nice clean chart. See how easy that was? Step 7, done. Congratulations, you did it. You're definitely no longer at level 0. You're moving on up. You've just successfully created and formatted your first Excel sheet, learned and applied some functions, and you even made a chart, all in under 10 minutes. So what's next? To practice more and get even better, download my free Excel Starter Playbook, link in the description, and stay tuned for our next video, 5 Excel shortcuts that'll save you hours. See you there.